How does clientelism weaken democracy? Imagine voting as a way to choose leaders based on their ideas and plans for everyone. Now picture a system where votes are bought with favors, jobs, or gifts. That's what clientelism is. It's a practice where politicians give material benefits to individuals or groups in exchange for their support. Instead of making decisions for the common good, they focus on rewarding loyal supporters. This creates a relationship where the only way to get public resources is through personal loyalty, not need or merit. In a healthy democracy, public resources belong to everyone equally. Leaders are supposed to serve all citizens, not just their supporters. When politicians use taxpayer money to buy votes, they break this rule. They treat public institutions as private tools for political gain. This erodes trust because citizens see that government favors are handed out based on loyalty, not fairness or need. Clientelism also makes it hard for voters to judge politicians by their policies. Instead of voting for ideas that benefit everyone, people vote for personal benefits. Politicians then have no reason to develop good policies or improve services. Their goal becomes maintaining their network of supporters through favors, not solving real problems. This weakens the connection between voting and meaningful policy change. It also blocks new candidates from entering politics. When access to jobs and services depends on loyalty, only those with resources or connections can compete. Citizens who lack these ties find it difficult to participate or access basic services. This limits political competition and keeps the same groups in power. Over time, democracy becomes less about collective decision-making and more about personal loyalty. Another problem is that clientelism undermines the rule of law. When decisions are based on loyalty instead of rules, citizens cannot trust that they will be treated fairly. Access to health care, education, or jobs depends on who they support politically. This turns the government into a tool for a few, rather than an impartial institution serving everyone equally. Poor citizens are especially vulnerable to clientelism. When they face immediate needs like food or shelter, they might accept favors from patrons. But this dependence stops them from organizing for broader change. They focus on immediate survival rather than demanding that the government meet everyone's needs fairly. This weakens the civic culture needed for democracy to thrive. Political parties also suffer under clientelism. Instead of offering clear ideas or policies, parties become machines for distributing favors. They compete by giving out private benefits rather than debating how to improve society. This shifts politics from collective problem solving to a race for resources. As a result, fundamental issues like education or healthcare are pushed aside. From an ethical point of view, clientelism is a betrayal of public trust. Leaders take an oath to serve all citizens, but instead, they favor a few loyal supporters. This violates the basic principle that everyone should be treated fairly and impartially. It turns corruption into a normal way of doing business, not an exception. Long-term, clientelism damages democracy's foundation. Citizens learn that politics is about personal connections, not shared citizenship or collective goals. This makes people cynical and less likely to participate in democratic processes. It also prevents the development of political debate based on policies and ideas. Instead, politics becomes a contest to distribute more favors than rivals. The state itself becomes weaker because it relies on loyalty rather than merit. Public institutions lose professionalism and efficiency. When jobs and services are handed out based on loyalty, the quality of government declines. Resources are wasted on rewarding supporters instead of addressing real public needs. Ultimately, clientelism shifts the focus from serving the public to serving personal or factional interests. It turns voting into a market for favors rather than a way to choose leaders based on their ability to serve everyone. This weakens the core of democracy and makes it harder for governments to work for the common good.